What's up, Viking Nation? Your brothers and sisters in purple are about to witness something absolutely explosive that's happening right now in Minneapolis. The emotions are running high, the stakes are massive, and what I'm about to tell you will have you jumping out of your seats, screaming at your screens, and questioning everything you thought you knew about this team's future. Right now, as we speak, there's a storm brewing in the Twin Cities that involves not one, not two, but three earth-shattering developments that are going to change everything about how we see this Vikings squad heading into what could be the most crucial season in franchise history. We're talking about a controversial young edge rusher who's been unfairly labeled, a massive injury comeback that has the entire organization holding their breath, and a roster move that just happened today that's sending shockwaves through the locker room. Viking Nation, I'm telling you right now, what's unfolding is going to make you feel every emotion possible. Fear, hope, excitement, anxiety, and pure unbridled joy all rolled into one incredible story that proves why we bleed purple and gold. You're going to want to smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed, because this is the kind of inside information that separates the real Vikings faithful from the casual fans. The first bombshell involves a player who's been carrying the weight of unfair criticism on his shoulders, a young warrior who the haters want to write off after just one season, but wait until you hear what's really been happening behind the scenes. This revelation is going to change everything you think you know about our defensive future, and I guarantee you're not ready for what I'm about to expose. Viking Nation, it's time to set the record straight about Dallas Turner. That's right, the controversial edge rusher who's been getting absolutely roasted by fans and critics alike, but here's what's going to blow your minds. This kid is being called a bust after playing just 310 snaps in his rookie season, and it's the most ridiculous narrative I've ever heard in my life. Listen to me, Viking Nation. Dallas Turner was the 9th ranked player on the consensus draft board when Kwesi Adofo-Mensah traded up to the 17th overall pick to get him. This wasn't some desperate reach. This was a calculated move to secure a player who possesses something that most edge rushers can only dream of having. The kid moves differently than anyone else at his position, with explosiveness metrics that were at an elite level coming out of Alabama. But here's what's driving me absolutely insane about this whole situation. People are judging Turner based on limited snaps when he was stuck behind Andrew Van Ginkel and Jonathan Greenard, two guys who played 973 and 969 snaps respectively. Van Ginkel was a second-team All-Pro, and Greenard was almost at the same level. You don't bench All-Pro caliber players for a 21-year-old rookie, no matter how talented he is. In those 310 snaps, Turner showed flashes of greatness that should have every single member of Viking Nation excited about the future. His ghost move against the Chicago Bears was poetry in motion, and when he dropped into coverage against the San Francisco 49ers, he moved like a linebacker with the agility of a safety. The kid even picked off a pass against the Seattle Seahawks in Week 16. Viking Nation, I'm telling you right now, Turner had just 151 pass rush attempts, but generated 12 pressures and 3.0 sacks for a 25% pressure-to-sack conversion rate. That's elite efficiency. But wait until you hear what's happening with another key player who's making his return from a devastating injury that had us all holding our breath. The second story that's going to have Viking Nation in absolute tears of joy involves the return of our franchise left tackle. We're talking about Christian Darrisaw, the absolute cornerstone of our offensive line, who went down with a devastating ACL and MCL tear in Week 8 against the Los Angeles Rams. Viking Nation, I still remember that moment like it was yesterday. Watching Darrisaw go down in that 30-20 loss to the Rams, knowing that our offensive line anchor, our first-round pick from 2021, was done for the season. Head coach Kevin O'Connell said it himself. He's clearly one of our offensive pillars that we have leaned on a lot, and it's going to be a significant loss. But here's what's going to make every single Viking fan scream with excitement. Christian Darrisaw is back on the practice field. That's right, Viking Nation. Our $104 million man, the fourth highest paid tackle in the NFL, is participating in individual drills during mandatory minicamp. Before that injury, Darrisaw was grading out at 81.4 on Pro Football Focus, ranking 11th out of 140 tackles in just 7 games. This is a player who had only missed a handful of games in his entire career up until that point. A 26-year-old beast who signed that massive contract extension linking him to the Vikings through 2029. The sight of Darisaw back on that field, moving around, working on his craft after that devastating double knee injury, should have every member of Viking Nation believing that this offensive line is about to be special again. But hold on to your purple jerseys, because the third story is going to show you exactly how serious this organization is about building a championship roster. Viking Nation. The final piece of this incredible puzzle happened just today, and it shows exactly why Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah is building something special in Minnesota. The Vikings just made a roster move that proves they're leaving no stone unturned in their quest for perfection. The organization announced that they've signed tight end Giovanni Ricci and released outside linebacker Matt Harmon. Now, Viking Nation, this might seem like a small move, but let me tell you why this is absolutely brilliant strategy. Giovanni Ricci brings 36 games of NFL experience from the Carolina Panthers, where he recorded 9 receptions for 102 yards. But here's the real value. This man has 647 special teams snaps with 19 tackles and a fumble recovery. In a league where special teams can make or break seasons, adding a player with that kind of proven experience is genius. At 28 years old, Ricci has been through the wars with Carolina, Cleveland, and New England. And now he's joining a tight end room that includes TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver, plus 3 rookies competing for that T3 spot. The fact that the Vikings are willing to bring in a veteran presence to compete with those young guys shows they're not messing around. Meanwhile, releasing Matt Harmon, who had an impressive college career at Kent State with 105 tackles and 4 sacks in 49 games, makes room for this veteran addition. It's the kind of tough decision that championship organizations make, choosing proven NFL experience over potential. Viking Nation. When you put all 3 of these stories together, what do you see? You see Dallas Turner ready to explode in year 2 with a full season of Brian Flores' defense under his belt. You see Christian Darisaw returning to anchor that offensive line and protect our quarterback. And you see management making the smart, calculated moves to ensure every position has the right mix of talent and experience. This is our year, Viking Nation. Make sure you smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments about which story excited you the most, and subscribe because we're about to witness something absolutely special in Minneapolis. The question isn't whether this team is ready to compete. The question is whether the rest of the NFL is ready for what the Vikings are about to unleash. Skol Vikings!